Hello, hello, hello. Just doing my little pre-stream audio check, making sure everything's working. Never know when things are just going to completely bork themselves. Alright, we are good. Hold on, let me get myself up on camera here. Hello! Welcome back to the channel. Today we are just going to be doing a little bit of... Hold on. There we go. We're just going to be doing some more just fun shipbuilding, just being creative and all that kind of stuff. I still have some edits that are processing, so my hard drives are still full. So I wasn't able to stream the game I wanted to tonight because that's a recorded series, and my hard drive's full. So, in the meantime, we're going to be playing... Hello, Elder Albuquerque. Interesting name. I said Elder, it's Eder. Huh. Welcome. We are just going to be doing some chill... relaxing shipbuilding here in No Man's Sky. We just finished the expedition last night, so now we're just gonna go into creative mode with our new parts and build some stuff, since I can't stream what I had planned on streaming today because my hard drives are full and I need to get some edits done. I have some processing right now. But we're gonna hop into my definitely not broken creative mode save. And we are gonna build some ships. That's what we are doing today. I might also maybe improve some of the ones I've built before with the new parts. But this is just me, completely chill stream, just chatting with whoever pops in here. So feel free to just chat and ask questions and such. What was I doing? Huh. So let me turn down my in-game music just a tiny bit. It's very loud. General? Where's the audio? Turn it down just a tiny bit. But, yeah, feel free to chat. Where's my ship? The ship I had just made. Oh, it's up there. The ship I had just made to test out the new parts. Because I had to make sure I had them in my creative save. It's so hard to get the frickin' Corvettes to land on the planet. The ramp does not come down low enough. I just threw this ship together in like 2 minutes, just because I was curious what the new parts would look like. And they look pretty cool. Alright, let's go to the space station and let's get to experimenting. Also, I totally forgot how to change my starship trails. Totally forgot how to do that. Is that a thing you equip? Yep. Cool. Wasn't sure how to do that until literally just now. Okay, so I want to try and build a couple different ships because I've had a habit of, in the past when building these Corvettes, to build like the same like one or two like general shapes, kind of, because I really like the gunship style build, so that's always what I've been doing. And I want to try some more unorthodox, like maybe Star Wars like designs. Because so far, what do we have? So we have the Skylark here. This is one I was messing around with for a while. Pretty cool, but this one's unfinished. Now, I do not know my way around glitch building all that much, so I've been doing it the old-fashioned way for the most part. And what else do I have here? So we have... What was the Rydak? What was the Rydak of beauty? What did you look like? So as you can tell, I like a particular type of ship, and I've been building a lot of them. Just really experimenting with different builds and stuff. This one's a little tall for my liking. At least for the shape, because I'm trying to build ships that are not too big. What else do we have? Departure of gravity. I think you were one of my favorites that I built. Actually, I think you were the favorite that I've built so far. I haven't bothered coloring any of them yet, but I think this was the favorite one I've built so far. This was my main one for a while. Although now we have a bunch of new parts we can really experiment with, so I might actually, before we go into building a brand new one, I might actually mess around with this one a little bit and see if I can come up with some better designs for it. Because I really like how I did the engines on this one. And this one was also done with no glitch building. Or at least not any intentional glitch building. And I really like this one. Let's give this one a little test fly real quick. So we can get some good looks at all the angles, and then maybe I'll start tweaking it. Making it better. Yeah, because I haven't done the interior of this one yet. I've also always done a front cockpit, so I'm curious how it's going to do with like a center mass or maybe an underslung one. But because of the thrusters I put on this thing is fast. Let's get it in the sun, get a good look at it. Yeah. Really like the way this one looks. I might try and make some upgrades and some tweaks real quick, see how it looks with some slight changes. But I like how smooth everything came out. I really like having kind of the custom-made thrusters for it. Definitely one of my favorites by far. Done with the underside. Underside is pretty clean, especially with those thrusters there. Yeah, definitely my favorite one I've built so far. So let's see how some of the new parts look, because this was built before they added any of the breach parts. So let me see if I can better fill in some gaps with some of the new parts. This one also, despite its look, how come is it so bright whenever I land these things in here? The whole front half is bright as hell. Also, how tall is this ship? It's only, I still managed to only get it 2 habs tall? That's surprising. I want to see how it looks if I can fill in this gap up here a little bit better. Yeah. Honestly, I could have put a gun there in the front. I have missiles like inside the wings there. But I really like what I did with these thrusters back here. I wonder if I can replicate something similar with the new ones. Alright, let's mess around with some of these new parts real quick before we get into making a new ship. By far my favorite. Let's take these off. We have these like new filler bits, right? How do these look here? Yep, Isaac, no. Well, we've brought a ship into its berth in order to modify it, if that counts. But, nah, I was unable to do a recorded series today because, my hard drives are still full and I have some edits processing right now. And we just finished the expedition for this, so I'm thinking what I want to do is just, maybe mess around with the shipbuilding a little bit. And see, how these new parts they just added, fit in with these builds. So just kind of some experimenting and seeing how it looks. But thank you for tuning in, Isaac. Means a lot to have my familiar faces here, even if you're just going to be tuning in and out. The last night's stream was pretty quiet. Looks kind of good. Although I think maybe the new parts here might look better here. Looks pretty good. Just add some fin details here now. Oh wait, we just hit the complexity limit. Oh no. Well, I just wanted to make some like final touches here. I might build a brand new ship. But I hope you'll stick around even if it's just to play this in the background, man, Isaac. While I'm just building some ships and crap. I really like the way this one turns out. I'm almost afraid to modify it. But let's, out of curiosity, let's do some color changes. Let's try some different colors here. Let's do... entirely a fan of how that looks in red. Okay, blue. Let's do orange. Too bright. Let's just do gray and dark gray. Let's try a different mix-up of colors. Make it look all rusty. Let's go stealth. That is pretty cool looking. That is pretty dope looking. Let's take these off. Get away from that part's complexity limit. And let's try some of these other new parts. These things are huge, dude. How's your day going, Isaac? Assuming you're still here. Real sad if I was talking to ghosts again. Okay, what else? Some new wings, right? Yeah, the blades. Well, the blade's gonna look dope as hell on the side. light can only attach on one side, though. Let's take these off and instead do those blades. Does look pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Although they stand out a little too much for my taste, to be honest. On the design I built here. Maybe if we move them back just a wee bit. Does look very cool. We still have room for more other parts here. It's weird that the attachment points for this are only on one side of the ship. It's weird. For now, I think I'm going to leave this as is and work on a new ship. Suppose giving birth to ships counts enough, indeed. Also, since we're almost done with Expedition 33 as well, No Man's Sky might be kind of a filler series on the channel while we await new stuff to come out. Because I'm looking forward to playing... Oh, that's a cool spaceship. Very sleek. That's cool. Because, I know there's a bunch of Souls games coming out I want to play coming up. It's so bright in here. And then Metroid Prime 4 comes out soon, so I want to play that. But I kind of don't have much to play on the channel right now that we haven't already played or been playing. This is a pretty damn looking ship, though. Although I think this ship actually looked better in white. It looked sleeker, a little less busy. But I do like what I did with the side thrusters. Those look cool. But I want to try and build something different than what I've been doing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be playing on the channel once Expedition 33 is done. I still want to play Kassan, but it's hard to do a series on it. Because sometimes those fights can take me several days to get through. And I feel like I've just been kind of rushing non-streaming content for a good bit. And I'm sure you've started to feel that crunch yourself, Isaac. The crunch. I just want to chill and just play something, fun, Okay, what other ships do we have? We had the Skylark. That's the one we just did. Rydak. What the heck is this? Oh, yeah, this is something I was experimenting with. So I think this is going to be the basis for our new ship. We're gonna dismantle this one. Yeah, this was an experimentation I was just messing with. Alright. So, new ship. What kind of ship do I want to try and do first? Want to make, like, something that's going to be, like... simple, like a ship you could get very early on in the game. Very practical looking, and then I want to do something very Macross or like Star Wars inspired. Then I want to do like my dream ship, kind of. I think that's how I want to do what I want to do. So, we need to start off with a base. So we're gonna start off with just some basic thrusters somewhere, probably near where I'm gonna put the front. And let's go long boy. Yeah. Let's go long boy. Let's make the first floor of our ship first. I want to do one with like a forward-facing observation deck. No, wait, I'm sitting here imagining ahead. Let's do something simple first. Let's do simple first. Okay, so. Let us, Let's do a different cockpit than we normally do. We've done like the same cockpit every time forever. Let's do a different one. Let's do this one. Then let's put on... Let's do 2 halves long. Or we could do... Yeah, let's do 2 halves long with a ambassador class butt. And saw a ship earlier today that I really like how it looked. I'm curious if I can recreate something like that. Nope, that's a little too big. I think they have a speedbird on the front covering up the top here. Yeah. Then they had... I think they had windows on the front and side somewhere. But we're still messing around. And, okay, so we have these new side filler pieces we can use now. So let's use some of them. Something like this. Maybe, perhaps. Mayhaps. That cockpit is a little longer than usual. Then let's do this. This is way wider than I was planning. It's too wide. We don't want it to be that wide. We need something thinner. Like these. There we go. And let's do we have a slimmer version of that speedbird? Yeah. The way that looks. Okay. Don't have a way to attach anything to the underside, do we? Maybe. Darn, no, I'd have to make the ship taller if I wanted to do that. But I don't want to make the ship taller. Maybe. Hold on. Drawing board. Drawing board. The ship needs to be taller. So, we'll set a foundation layer at the bottom here. We'll put... let's see. Maybe have the ship be 2 layers tall, maybe? We'll do 2 layers tall. So what we'll do is we'll do Titan. Let's go Ambassador for this one. So we'll do that. Then we'll do a Ambassador walkway here. An Ambassador hab. No, that's not where that was supposed to go. There. An Ambassador hab here. Do another Ambassador walkway here. And then the Ambassador butt here. Something like that. Because that will allow us to build off of this down here. And we will put... Where's our big junction joints? Here we go. Put a big one of these here to fill in that gap. That's too big. Let's do the old, ye oldie Firebird. Firebox, I mean. With Speedbird under. Yeah, like that. Cool. That is the basis for what we have going here. And then we'll do this. This. Yeah, and that will allow us to do the thing we wanted to do. Yeah, that's better. That feels nicer. Okay, this will be a good place to put all of our, engine stuff. Let's do that. Generators. We need... Big boy. With overlapping... Little boy. That'll allow us to put this here. And have a handful of these parts. Then... What we wish to do... So there's one that was like just perfectly straight. We have these. It's pretty cool. I guess we could put windows there, actually. Pretty cool to have some windows. Can a brother get some windows? Windows here. We're gonna be putting I want to put down here. I think we're gonna keep our ship's silhouette going here if we can. No. Continue modifying. Wrong button! No! I undid everything! No! Damn it, I accidentally, like, completely reset the build on accident. Crap. Okay. Ambassador, blah. Put that part back. If only this was one wider, it'd be good to put windows here. still do that. Let's put a ambassador walkway there. We'll put some windows down there. No, but that's where I was going to put the landing legs. Well, we can still do that. What do round windows look like again? Guess that's kind of cool. Okay, and then put some more of this here. Square than I would like on this side, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going for perfection here. I want to put these landing legs on here. That's not attached at all. Like, what the heck? So this does not want to attach to that. Crap. I wanted to build like a very sleek cylindrical ship, kind of like the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna work the way I want without glitch building. And I do not wish to glitch build. Alright, well, let's try something different then. Okay. What do I want to try then? Not having a coherent vision in your head makes things tough. It's because I want to try one with like a center-mounted cockpit with like a long front end, kind of like an aircraft carrier, maybe. I've seen some pretty crazy ones with some with like an underslung cockpit that looked kind of cool. That might even be worth trying. Because where you place your cockpit does affect your field of view a lot. Because a center-mounted landing bay would also be really cool. So we need some landing gear first. We just need to put something down. So we have landing gear. Okay. Let's think. Let's do a Titan class here. I would like to have a center-mounted landing bay underneath. So let's start off with a triple wide. And we want a something maybe kind of like this, maybe? Maybe, mayhaps, perhaps, kind of, maybe, something dark side. Maybe not a full-on hab. Let's do a Titan walkway. Put it here. And let's put our cockpit, like, here. The ship continue long. Let's make it long. And I definitely want to put windows next to the cockpit here. A top-mounted cockpit. Okay, that's a start. And I definitely want, like, the very front of the ship to be windows or something. Let's do... Heck, this might not even be long enough for what I have planned. But we shall see. It's really cool that I can put these, like, kind of sideways in places. It's really neat. Like, I can put it in the back if you wanted to. But we do not want to do that. In fact, we forgot we were going to try and build a center-mounted landing platform. But that's alright. It's not, doesn't have to be crazy perfect or anything like that. Don't want to block any, like, observation deck thing we got going on here. Might actually be worth moving these up, maybe? Nah. What do I want to do with this? Okay. So, let's think. Okay, what kind of, docking bay do I want on my ship here? I just forget where it is. There it is. Because Thunderbird allows you to kind of put one in the middle of the ship without issue. Because it'll just come down like your landing gear. And you could build all the way to the ground, technically. Could technically build all the way to the ground. Hold on. Let me try something. Hold on. Titan class. Oh yeah, I can just put it on the underside. It's really cool. What happens if we put that down here? Interesting. That might be exactly the thing we were looking for. Yeah, let's have it all the way down on the ground. Means it's going to, like, touchdown kind of weird, but we'll see how it lands. We'll see how it lands when we get there. Okay, so long boy. Okay. How do these look? Okay, those will definitely be clipping through stuff if I do it that way. We do not want clipping into the habitats. So for having our entrance be, like, all the way on the ground, we can do some really creative stuff with the other parts of the ship here. So let us go ahead and start equipping some thrusters where it makes sense for now. We'll do... maybe not put it... maybe... definitely want to end cap with a thruster. Alright, let's start putting our reactor stuff in. So reactors, we can put in a bunch here at the back. Let's do... could theoretically do these. Let's see how these look when we do some creative building here. Not the Speedbird. That's not the one we want. Man, I'm slouching again. Yeah, we can put these through like this to kind of partially cover those up. If only that gave us another attachment point, but it doesn't. It's okay. We can go ahead and put the other reactors on here now. We want square boys on either side here. No, that's going to clip too much with the windows. What did I just delete? Son of a- Sometimes the cursor's not where you think it is. Yeah, we'll put the reactors behind our cockpit section up here at the front. We'll use junctions to fill in the rest. Need a junction put here at the back. Use the ducting joint, and that will allow us to put... Which one do we put there? We put the round... That one? Okay, which one does the recharging? This one. Okay, so the ship's gonna be a little taller than I would normally make my ships. But that's okay. Alright. Let's try and build up around this if we can. Cover up these reactors in a way that makes as much sense as possible. Saw a very cool attachment point, and I lost it. It's not attaching the way I would like it to. Man, I don't have a vision. I do not have a vision for how I want to build this. Like, I could go with a dish top. I am pretty fond of the dish top. Especially if we combine it with something like Speedbird cowling, I think. Nope, that ain't it. That's something. I had a vision of what I wanted to build, but my imagination is failing me right now. It's failing me pretty hard. Like, very hard. Because my brain keeps wanting to default to, like, the same type of ship that I've been building. And I don't want to do that. I want to build something different than what I've been building. But I'm so bad at envisioning what I need to do while also being practical about it. And I just realized the way I built this is not going to work here. This needs to move. Attach that there. Put our underslung landing thing here. All the way down on the ground. I can remove this for now. Just don't want the ship to be too big on the inside. Okay. Let's mess around with these thrusters. Maybe. Being so undecided on the design you want to go for sucks. Definitely need this here, though. This needs to be here. That means this can be up higher than it is. So let us put in a series of joints here to fill in this gap. Take these off. So our ship is going to be tall. Definitely going to be tall. For those of you watching, this is just a very, very chill, lazy stream. We're just trying to mess around with the new parts and make some cool ships for ideas for my next playthrough. Because I plan on starting a new playthrough of the game sometime soon. So I just want to mess around and see what I can build using some of the new parts and try to come up with some new ship ideas. Maybe some unorthodox ones. Make it long. It's this one with maybe a straight one. Or one of these. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Gotta get the center of the body of the ship done first. Similar thing here. Something like that. The main body of the ship is kind of more or less how I want it to be. Okay. We gotta do some stuff here. That's where our entrance is going to be, and we're going to need to be able to walk under the ship. We'll leave this mostly undone, so we can just walk into the back. Then attach this here temporarily. These are temporary, just to create new attachment points for our other stuff. Same here. Okay. Really want to do the new thrusters, but I'm not sure exactly how to go about using them properly in a way that's going to look good. actually probably afford to move these back one. Okay. Now, here. And when this is all said and done, this is going to be probably too big. Way bigger than I would normally like. Okay. Okay. What now? Put that there. Maybe I'll put those blades there. We're gonna recolor this ship in a different color anyway. Wish I really knew what to use this part for. I could do that. Actually looks kind of cool. Maybe if we move this, then attach that there. It looks less filled in without that other part there. That was the duct, right? There you go. This one. Yeah. Okay. Let's apply that part again. Where'd it go? This one, yeah. Let's do that. Thank you all for being here and joining. Means a lot. It's just a chill building stream. Not doing anything crazy, just seeing what we can make now that we have all these new parts and stuff. Trying to make a long one. Okay, that's gonna clip if I put that there. I do not want stuff clipping into my ship, if I can avoid it. Where's a junction? Let's use as many ducting joints as we can in places that make sense, just to create new attachment points, and then we'll delete them afterwards. Pyramid looks weird. The pyramid's really 4, to be honest. Is there any place practical I can put these ailerons? Goes. That's centered? Yeah, that's centered. Okay. What now? Need to create some cool engine pods or something. We have these, but these are not as big as I would like. I'd like these to be bigger. Might be better to make my own engines. Besides, these wings are huge by comparison. Sorry. Brain trying to think. Brain failing to think. Okay. No, that ain't it. I ain't about all that. Okay, any other thrusters here? Could go Titan. That's gonna be clipping like crazy, though. I don't know if I put it there, though. Yeah, put it inside of that. Okay, there's that. That looks somewhat cool. Now, of course, I know if you put too many thrusters, the game will not properly register everything the way you would like. How does your boy want to do this? Could technically go even wider than what I've done so far. In fact, I kind of like how just this front section turned out. This section here turned out. I really like the way this looks. But it could be better. Be better. Now I can attach this to the outside of that thruster. Maybe put another set of them below that, maybe? Yeah, another set below it. Sorry, this is not going to be the most entertaining stream. I'm mostly just trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. My imagination's not working too great today. My imagination game is not on point today. These engines are actually kind of hard to work with. Because you kind of lack a little bit of the build freedom with them. Like the blades and stuff are cool though. Also, those aren't technically engines. Those are, technically speaking, just, wings. Man, racking my brain trying to figure out what I want to do. Is he stuck in labor? Into the void, the interloper leaped. Well, hello, Jay. Welcome to the channel. We're just doing some shipbuilding, and my brain does not want to cooperate with me here. Trying to build something very different from things I've built in the past. But my brain is just not wanting to do it. For some reason, I really like what I started to do here. Because I like the way this whole section looks. This whole section looks nice. And I'm trying not to use much in the way of glitch building, because I'm also not too familiar with glitch building. Man, this space here would actually be a really good place to put reactors. No, I'm missing at least one reactor here. Yeah, I don't have this one in. Let's stick this one in somewhere. Fill in the rest with joints, I guess. Yeah, I have the base shape idea, but I'm trying to figure out how to get the, I don't know, I just don't have a coherent vision on what I want the final shape to be, so it's making it hard for me to choose my placements. Because you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, but I'm so used to building a specific type of ship that, it's hard for my brain to want to deviate from that, because I'm so used to building like the gunship style Corvette, and I'm trying to build like an actual like Corvette. Here, if you're still here, Jay, let me show you what I was doing. Say store design for later. We'll come back to this. Let me summon the actual ship I've been using for. It was a Skylark. No, it was a Departure of Gravity. So, this is the style of ship I'm used to making. I was just testing out these wings on it, but let me go to photo mode. This is the kind of ship I'm used to building. These big, like, heavy gunship with the front-mounted cockpit, but I want to try a rear-mounted or an underslung-mounted cockpit. This is my previous main ship. It's way bigger, it's way smaller than the ship actually looks. Because it's mostly the details here. But this is the best ship I've built. I really like what I did with the cool overlapping engine designs. I made it very sleek. This ship is by far my favorite I've built so far. And I think, okay, so actually let me use this as a basis. So, I want the engine design I have here, but all the way at the back. I think I still want the same rear engine design I have here, but of course moved further back. I want a center-mounted, underslung landing bay. So there's going to be some empty space here so that we can still get under the ship. And then I want a, like, top-mounted cockpit. So I need to remember what I did for this one. Or how I did this one. But this ship is amazing. I love what I did with this. Because I want to do something a little more like Halo, or Macross. But I'm so used to doing this type of ship. Let me look at some of my other ships for inspiration, though. So Skylark. This was the other one I had. So yeah, because the original design I had in mind when they released the Corvette update was I was trying to replicate the Halo Vulture. So when I created that, all of my ships started looking like that to some extent, like different variations of it. But I really want to use these new Atlas parts, but they're a little harder to work with, especially the wings and thrusters. Let's see what else I have here. What was my Rydak? Okay, Rydak, this is another tapered type, but much heavier on the thrusters. I did something kind of cool at the front end on this one, I think. Yeah. It depends on which Halo ship you were talking about, but I can see how that could happen. I need to actually name my ships better. Okay, what was the Bard of Abstraction? Oh, Lord. I forgot I built this monstrosity. What is this? Oh yeah, this was the first draft of my Skylark. Much taller, but very sleek. I like using overlapping parts to create custom engines. Yeah, this one is my second favorite I've built. Let me give this one a test flight, because I think this one ran into the problem of having too many thrusters. Pelican. I did try to build a Pelican. Oh yeah, this is the one I was actually using, because this one's fully furnished. Yeah, this one's fully furnished. Yeah, this was the version 1, like my server racks. This was my version 1. The other one that was unfurnished is my version 2. Okay, this is not the one that had the thruster problem, because I found out if you use too many thrusters, they don't render. The lights don't render. Yeah, I like what I did with this one. So I really like this rear engine design I've been making for these. So I'm going to try that again, but we're going to move everything further back, and we want a middle mounted landing bay. Also, we can probably improve this one now that we have better thrusters. We have new thrusters we can use. See if I have my Pelican still built. It was a rough draft. I didn't finalize it. Although, now that we have these new parts, I can make the Sith Interceptor. I couldn't do a Sith Interceptor before. Okay, do I still have the Pelican? You're not the Pelican. You're the rough draft of the one I was working on. I should have named my ships. I really should have named my ships. Which one are you? Yeah, you're just a really long boy. Yeah, Jay, look up the Halo UNSC Vulture. And that is kind of what I've ended up accidentally making all my ships look like. And it's hard for me to break away from that. Oh, this was me trying to recreate a Warhammer Thunderhawk. And it's supposed to look rough like this, because this is the way the Thunderhawk looks. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons. So I was attempting to make a Thunderhawk, and that's actually kind of what they look like. I did pretty good for kind of a rough draft. I was having trouble getting the wings the way I wanted to, because I try to avoid using too much glitch building, unless the glitch building is coincidental. Like I gain an extra snap point by happenstance. But I don't think I have my Pelican anymore. I could retry making the Pelican now that I've gotten a little bit better at shipbuilding. That might be worth trying. Yeah, it's so hard not to fall into a habit of building a specific ship. Yeah, I don't think I have my Pelican anymore. Tomu. Yeah, I don't have my Pelican anymore. What is this one? Oh, this is literally the prototype I just made. Dude, I built this one in like 2 minutes. With the new parts. Just using new parts, I managed to build this one in like 2 minutes. And it looks pretty cool. This one looks pretty dope. It just doesn't give me the snap points. The original parts they had before they added in the Breach update just naturally had more coincidental snap points. All right, well, let's continue with our design now that I have I went back, gained some more inspiration from my previous designs. I just wish I could make better use of these parts. I wish I knew how people were getting, like, exterior decks on their ships. Because as far as I know, you can't have doors that go from the inside to the outside. So I have no clue how people are managing that. Unless, if you could attach a landing bay on a higher tier, you could have it open up down to a deck, maybe. But then you'd have to have a double layered with like a space in between for a deck. Huh. Thinking. Okay. Let me summon my actual Corvette that I was working on. Yeah, it requires refined glitch methods. Yeah. I could probably do it without glitch building, but that would take a very long time. Alright, let's continue modifying the design. Okay. So, let's start from scratch. As much as it pains me, let's start from scratch. Okay, so let's stick on some temporary landing gear. We'll just do regular old mag field for now. Okay, I still want this to be very long, so we are still going to be doing that. Let's go. I'll stick to Titan. Okay, we're gonna be long. Okay. That might actually be too long, but it is what it is. How did we go about this thruster design here? We want space under for... So we were using these thrusters before. This. Then we had another pair like this, I think. Yeah. Something like that. Then got a little creative with... I wish I remembered the methods I used when I built that previous ship. I do not remember the methods I was using. Which is very unfortunate. And I think we had this on the underside. Although we don't have a snap point there now. How did I create that snap point in the past? I think I was using... these. Yes, something like that. Attaching them to each other. That's not working anymore. They also might have patched out some of the things I used to build my ship. I can't even recall how I built those engines before. Store for later. Hold on. I gotta take a good look at my departure of gravity. Where is it? Departure. Okay, so I have two habs. So I have a hab, and then I built this off of the hab. Okay. These are built off of the center chamber, no side habs. Okay. kind of seeing how I did it. Let's take a good look in photo mode. Probably help if I made the ship white again so I could see everything. So it's one central column all the way back with 2 offset for the wings, but we do want to try and move the wings back further and have the front be even longer and slimmer. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing, Jay. I just need to look at my other ships to figure out how I constructed kind of the base shape I'm going for. The shape I used. Because I don't remember what connection points I used to create this back thruster design. Because I think I want to stick to this back thruster design, but move it back further and have the longer key-like front end. Going more of like an actual Corvette or a freighter shape, and then we're gonna have the cockpit mounted like towards the back and kind of have like a long deck. I think that's what I want to go for. So it's gonna be taller than the ship I have here. Taller and longer, but not wider is the plan for a ship. But also, we can try and make, because I want to actually be productive this stream, because my stream time is not the longest today. I want to be productive. So, let's try making a Sith interceptor. Let's start smaller. Let us start smaller. That's the one I was doing earlier. Let's start smaller. Yeah, let's start smaller. Zoom. Let's start small. Start with a smaller Corvette, kind of get the idea going. I try not to do, because the thing is I don't want the interior to be too big, because I like my ships to be, I want the ship to be large, yes, but I want the interior to kind of stay simple. With just the basic necessities, because I like to treat it like just a mobile drop-in, drop-out base that I can get in and out of super quick. Which is why that Departure of Gravity, that huge one I built, it's actually very small on the inside. So if I'm gonna build a big, large, like frigate-style ship, it's probably gonna have to be very tall. So I might... 2 decks is normally what I go for. I do the deck that's going to be cargo and our landing bay, and then go up 1 floor straight to the front or straight to the cockpit. Now for the ship that's going to have the back-mounted cockpit with the long forward deck, it has to be 3 high, because you can't build anything directly in front of a cockpit, so you want to be 1 up so you can taper down to a long deck. So it's going to be 3 high at the very back, and then 2. Now let's start with something smaller first, just to make things easier on ourselves, and to really mess with the new parts. Let's start smaller. So we're gonna try and make a Sith interceptor. So it's going to be a wide and short ship. We're still going to use our favorite cockpit type. So I do need to put a center, just temporarily, a center mounted landing gear here so we can get the shape we want. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to tighten class here. Going to go ahead and slap our cockpit on it. It's going to be the very front of our ship. Then I just wish this gave us room to put stuff on the bottom. It doesn't really. Maybe we can. Let's see. So if I can go ahead and put some stuff on the bottom, I will. We do have a bottom snap point. That's good. 3 long halves, 1 small front, 2 long. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Now for this ship, it's going to be short and wide. So Short and wide. Well, the synth infiltrator is a type of large TIE fighter variant. I could also make... Okay, I'll keep that in mind. There's also the desolator. I could do that too. All right, so these are the wings we're going to be using for this. I think we want to go wider though, so we're going to go wide on it. But for basic shape, let me take these landing gears off now. I think what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to use this. Going to have a rear-facing thing here. This kind of, maybe, perhaps something like that. Thinking. Okay, do we have attachment points that we can use? Wrong one. Let's use the basic square. Do we have any extra points of attachment here? No, we lose all of our attachment points with this particular thing, so we're not going to do these. I think for this one, it's probably best to do small hallways instead of big rooms. Where is the things here? Okay, let's do Titan walkways here and here. And for thrusters, that's clipping into our hab. We don't want that. So it might be better to use these. Where are our big wings now? No, not those, the blades. Kind of getting the basic shape we're going for here. A simple Sith interceptor. Where's the big piece? Definitely gonna be putting more thrusters on this in a moment, though. Big blades. I forgot what they were. Not the big blades, the top disc thingy. There it is. The pillar. You can do some pretty cool stuff with this pillar. Maybe it needs to be further back. Something kind of like that. And then further back and up. No, we need to create a new attachment point for that. Okay. It's cool, but not what we want. The new parts look really cool, but they're a little harder to work with because they're less forgiving with their attachment points. They're way less forgiving. these further forward. Yeah, there we go. We created a new attachment point. Is what we were trying to do. Okay. Yeah, okay. We definitely need more thrusters, though. We need a lot more thrusters. I wish those counted as thrusters, but alas, they do not. Way more thrusters on this puppy. Thrusters can I find a way to squeeze on? Not these. This ship might have to be taller if we're going to get the shape we want. We do have the basic shape down at least. How am I going to create some more attachment points here without crazy glitch building shenanigans? Only I could get these down a notch. Let's see if we can get some ducting joints anywhere. Because ducting joints are really good at creating new points of attachment. Okay, we have a ducting joint here. Maybe we can put some stuff here to create some new attachment points. We don't need these because we're not finalized yet. Anything we can do to give us more attachment points, we're gonna do. So let's use our boxes here. Stick our boxes under the underside here. It's gonna give us some new points of attachment we can use. Yeah, we have these too. I forgot about this part. Okay. So now that we have this attachment point, we can delete this one. Wait, no, we needed that. Let's put that there. Another one next to it. Now we can delete this. And that should allow us to put one of these here on the underside. It should. Yep. There we go. And we can delete this one and put another blade, right? Probably. Should allow us to put another blade. Indeed it does. When we could maybe instead no problem, man. You gotta dip out for a second, no problem. I think we'll stick to using these, though. Put one here. That's that. And we have our new attachment points for maybe another engine of some kind. Now, this is not going to look anything exactly like a Sith Interceptor, but it's the shape we're going for. The shape we are trying to achieve. Kind of working how I want it to. Kind of. Can I attach these thrusters here? Yes, yes I can. Indeed I can. very much like a Sith interceptor now. Something shorter. Shorter, but fulfills the same purpose. These are too tall, I think. That's too tall. Like that there. These I want to take off. Okay. That doesn't look the way I want it to. Any other thrusters we can use that might do the job? These ones appear to be too large. No problem. What's this attaching to? The side of that engine. I can attach more engines to the side of that engine. What? That's freaking cool. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm aware that there's some weird clipping going on there, but that'll look fine once we move it back a little bit. Can I? Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think I know what to do here. Let's take these off. Let's point our cubes back. These are useful for this kind of thing. There we go. Now we can put these engines further back. Yeah. So that they're actually coming out of the back like this. Yeah, okay. Now we can detach these. Now we should be able to detach. Now we can sleekify this underside a little bit with some parts for that. No, that's not the shape I'm going for. Where is those ducts I like to use? Yeah. We want this further back. So. Put damn cubes back. Where'd the cubes go? Relay joints are my favorite part, specifically for what they can do for me here. These moved back if we can get them back one more. So, let's put our lovely relay joint here. We might be able to put the engine back there. If not, we have a plan. Yeah, we have a plan. Hold on. We have a plan. What we do here is we use our joint, put that there. That'll give us a new attachment point for the engine. Yep. Do the same thing on this side. Because we need to make room for our generators and such. So, we're going to put those on the inside, kind of hidden in there. Need to make room for our stuff. So, we want... Where's our engine again? Which reactors we want? We want automatic recharging, drive efficiency. We definitely want maneuverability. Hyperdrive range. That's gonna clip inside of something we don't want it to clip inside of. So this is a small ship, so it's just meant to be fast, right? Let's put that there. These are going to be covered up. We're not going to be looking at these. You're not going to be looking at these anyway. That'll give us our attachment point for this engine here. This engine back. Okay, now we got the engines where we want them. I don't like that. We can actually go ahead and remove this one, attach our bottom part that we wanted here. Where? There you are. Thinking to myself here, maybe we can move this back a little bit. Yeah, like that. Let's do the same thing here. Let's cover these up. Okay, and that gives us more room to put something else here to fill in this gap. Still a little too tall. Actually. No, let's not do there. That's not what I want to do. How does this look here? It's alright. Can I still fit this here? No. I lose that attachment point if I do that. I do not want to lose my attachment points. Could do this. That is a possibility. How does that affect the other attachment point? It still destroys that attachment point. Still destroys the attachment point by doing that. Need that attachment point there. Need something that really tapers out the profile without leaving any flat surfaces front facing. That's at least the plan. It's pretty good. Don't mind there being a little bit of a flat there. All right. Wow, that can still attach there? That's weird. That's a weird attachment point I've somehow magically created. Okay, so that's at least the front part done. we have our engines attached, so I don't think I need this part anymore. There's our hab part, so we can take this off. Okay. Let's put our docking bay back on. I think I want this standard, this one. Okay, let's do this. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad at all. Just wish I could get another attachment point over here somewhere. Here's our speedbird. Can we squeeze a speedbird in here? Yes, we can. Could technically squeeze another thruster in there if we wanted to. Or, better yet, can I squeeze a cube in there? That means I can extend the profile of the ship further back, which is what we want to do. Yeah. This is kind of creating a pretty dope ship profile, if I don't say so myself. Let's see. What snap points do I have for a dish? Okay. Put a gun on top of that. Put a gun right there. Kind of like having that exposed on top, though. I have too many snap points near the back here. It's, the game's getting confused. Game's getting incredibly confused doing that. That should allow me to attach the spoiler wings. I want, yep. I like me my spoiler wings, baby. Okay. Question is, can I mount another speedbird on the underside of this speedbird? Yes. Although that might be blocking the entrance entirely. Quite. Looks like I can still walk in there, no problem. Although I wouldn't be able to spacewalk if I do that. I would not be able to spacewalk if I did that. Okay. Theoretically move those back even further now. The gap this is creating here. Let's do one of these. Okay, that snap point disappeared now that we have this here. That's not good. Okay, so that'll still fit there. We just don't have the snap point I want for these other objects. Like this gap here. This gap here. Not a fan of that. Okay, we're still experimenting. Let's finish the back first. Let's finish what we were doing at the back. Okay, so we can now put our gap fillers down here. Little, not the speed bird. This one. Yeah, like that. Say opposite on this side. Make that look nice and clean. Better to use this here. Potentially do a reverse blade there. Be pretty cool. Why we don't have the attachment point there. We do there, but that'd be clipping into the ship pretty hardcore. We don't want that. We do not want that at all. Gap, so let's remove that gap as best we can. I like that better. I just wish there wasn't that flat facing forward there. I don't like there being flats visible. I don't want to move those habs either. Okay, well, it's not bad. Not bad though. Not bad though. I do wish I could move this further out, like over here. Maybe if I put a block there. Maybe then I can move that further out. Put that on the back of this. Should show my main base. Well, I don't. This is my creative save, so I don't have a main base. Right now, we're mostly just experimenting with shipbuilding. I'm trying to create, like, my perfect, like, just get a couple different ideas for ships. Okay. So this is looking good so far. I can probably take this cube off now. And instead, we'll put a, where is it? Firebox? Yeah, firebox. There we go. Okay. That does look okay there. Not how I would like that to be, though. Just out of curiosity, what's another blade gonna look like there? Pretty cool. Cool. We're losing out on an attachment point that I had there. This is very cool looking so far. Yeah, I've built some crazy ones, but I have a habit of building the same design, so I'm trying to avoid that and create something completely new. As cool as that is there, that's not what I'm going for. Really wish I could just get these engines fully enclosed. But if I can't, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. But let's take that off. Let's put another box down to aid us in attaching points. Let's put that part back there. Oh, you like the game? It's a really good game. Especially if you just want something like chill to play and experiment with. Then those look like intakes in the back, and that's cool. I like that. Now I can take these cubes off, put something else here. Do that. Another place I could do another blade, maybe? Yeah. It actually works. Actually works pretty dang well and cleans up that back a good bit. Gives it the profile I was looking for. Now, take this off. Put those cubes back down. You might learn some tricks if you're building Corvettes for the first time. You can use these relay joints to create new connection points, and then you can delete them afterwards. It is one of my favorite things to do with this. Okay, so now we want to put the thruster covers back here again. Yeah, on top of these engines. Let's get our thruster covers. Pressing the wrong button. Ah, okay, we do not have the attachment point there, so we can't do that there. That's okay. That's okay. I was going for a symmetry, but it looks like we're not going to get the symmetry we want there. Sleek as I would like that to be. Question is, can I attach a slim Super Cruise foil to the underside of that? Yes, definitely overlaps with our ramp though. It was worth a shot. Yeah, if it didn't overlap with the ramp, that would be great. If it didn't overlap with the ramp. But alas, it does. I'm liking the look we got here. I just wish those blades weren't stabbing through. Can I maybe move the blade back one notch? No, I cannot. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Darn. Only I can get this blade back one more notch so that it's not like stabbing through that other part like that. But let's see, maybe... No, continue. Maybe now would be a good time to move this, try the other thing we were doing. I just wish it didn't create that gap there. Like, I don't like that stabbing through like that. Doesn't seem like that's going to be avoidable. The way our ship is. I think that's avoidable. Might have to not use those blades there. As much as I like the way that looks at the back. It's not coming out the way I would like it to. That back. See, I could do something like this as well, but just make it long. That's something we can do. Okay, now we can put something else here. Here instead. Two parts that are exactly the same right next to each other looks a little strange. Could theoretically force another engine in there. Okay, now I'm getting into the swing of things. My inspiration is kicking in. I know what I'm doing now. Kind of. Kind of being the operative word here. Could theoretically do turbines, but turbines definitely clip through hab units. I wish you could turn these around. It bugs me so much that you can't turn those around. I haven't thought about you in a while, Mr. Big Piece. If I put it there, I know it clips through the hab down there. Actually, no, that's where a generator is. I can clip through a generator. I feel no guilt about clipping through a generator. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's the, pillar. There we go. So that gave us a new attachment point for a pillar. Yeah. That other part back here. Is it this one? Let's flip it upside down, attach that back on. Okay. Now, if we had more attachment points, aha, this point did not go away, which means I can still use it. And if I can still use that point, then I can build further out into our engines. Hell yeah. Extensions are being discovered. We are creating more attachment points, boy. I love creating my own attachment points. It makes things much nicer. Means I might be able to now put this down on the other side. Not quite. Have new attachment points. Okay, so I have one going through the engine there. Okay. Well, we have way more new attachment points now. This is going to be a very wide ship for how small the interior is, but I don't even care. This looks awesome. I'll put landing gear back on in a minute. Okay, I'm liking this now. Liking this now. This is a fine looking vessel. Yeah. Let's get some weapons on this puppy real quick, while we still have spaces available for them. Cyclotron ballista. That's the rapid fire one, right? I think we always want that there. We have some points of attachment at the bottom here. We'll have more once I clear the bricks. In fact, I'll go ahead and clear these bricks. They're fine to get rid of now. Put something else down here now. Definitely need some landing gear. We can put that in the middle here. Just depends on what kind of landing gear we want. I think we're going to stick just a basic old hover gear. Really need one, right? It just needs one so that it can actually land. It's flipping through a little too much. Let's do... I don't want to cover up the landing gear completely. I just want to... There we go. That's probably good. Yeah, as long as the landing gear still functions. The ship is basically going to be like directly on the ground when it lands. That's why we'll just never land it. Do it all. Okay. We need to fill out the underside a little bit more if we can. Okay, we can go ahead and delete these things. Delete the bricks. We don't need them. Let's get some of these exhaust vents. No, we need a wider one. One that matches the profile of the part we used there. Which one is that? Which one matches that profile? Oh, that... Okay, so I think it's, this one? I think that's it. That might be a good spot for one more landing gear. Fill in the gap with another of these. Very little maneuverability down here. Giving everything a good look. Should be best to just leave this underside exposed for weaponry, to be honest. We can put weaponry down here instead. Let's do that. Let's fill this underside with weaponry. Seems like a good idea. Definitely want a phase beam array. At least one. Something like this. That feels good. Then maybe we can sneak some missiles on this puppy. Maybe we can hide the missiles. Have them fire from somewhere hidden. We have so many extra snap points. Ship is taller than I had originally planned on making it, but that's not horrible. It's not that bad a thing at all. That got rid of that point I liked. Maybe we can put the second set of blades here. Where the hell it is. Yeah, put a second set of blades there. Then I can put this part back. Yep. Although now that's not touching anything. Only that box could stay there. That box could stay there? And that would keep that gap filled. I do not want this gap here. Could keep building out, actually. That put that part we had back on there. This off, put that winglet back on. That kind of works there. And that would be a really cool attachment right there. I'll remove that cube when I'm ready. Oh, see, we did this side differently. Okay, guys, we're just experimenting. We're trying to find the ideal attachment points we can generate for these things. Be better to put this up a notch, yeah. That has some nice big old chonkin intakes on there. Make the back of the ship look a little bigger. Not quite a fan of how that looks. Have another attachment point here. Completely forgot about this part. Interesting that I can attach this here backwards. Huh. Have these new connection spots and I want to use them. You already have the wings of Arion on here. Do I have? Maybe now would be a time to try and attach don't want to have too many engines on this thing because they will glitch out. But it's just experimenting, finding the ideal shape. Aaron drive. The Aaron drive. Maybe now we do a reverse version of the Acadia wing. Damn, not quite. That would have been nice. That would have been really cool if that had worked. That engine actually attaches on there very nicely. I don't think I actually even need that part there. Okay, can I put these back on? Yes. Can indeed put that back on. Give it that intake design we were searching for. Then I can unattach these, reattach the wings. That. Boom. Leave those gaps there. I'm perfectly fine with those being there. Okay, now this is looking pretty frickin' cool. Now the interior is very small, so this is actually not a very big ship at all. Just checking for any more hidden attachment points. Got one here. Alright, now we'll just fill in the underside. Let's just fill in the underside now. Fill in the rest of it at the very least. So we want this again. But first. Gun. Oh yeah, we put a thruster down here, didn't we? I forgot. We only really need the one. Is there anywhere else we can fit a landing gear? Or no? It's so different. Oh yeah, I have that This panel here. I forgot I put that there. Moves that forward and fills out that section. Okay. Yeah. Ow. This back. That. Yeah. There we go. Now, let us quickly apply a color scheme to the entire ship. Can I reverse the colors? Okay, so that's how you make everything black. That's how I make everything white. White and black. We're doing a Sith Interceptor, so we should probably go with like a dark gray. Some color contrast. Let's fly it around and see how it feels. Make sure there's no interior clipping. That's actually kind of important to check. Okay, so we have a room here. This is going to be a tiny little... So, mission here, dining hall here, bedroom, have some basic storage. It's a pretty cool small ship. I need to, like, I wish there was a way you could, like, save a parts list that you could, like, export. It'd be really cool if you could do something like that. Now, because we were using those containers, there's so many other ways we could probably use them to fill out the ship. Got a little texture clipping there, but that's okay. Let's give this thing a test flight. See how it handles. All without actually using glitch building. Now, I could take this same basic design, and assuming we don't go over parts complexity, we could extend the front further and have it be longer. This is cool. Parts overlapping in ways that make sense. How nice does this look from the cockpit? Cool, I can see the wings. I can probably make this thing fast as hell, too. This is a ship you just gotta fly in third person. I might have to do something with the colors. What I might do is I'll have the Sentinel parts be black with white accents. Sorry, just like it is. Now I gotta have to go in and manually change the color of those other parts to reverse their color scheme. Because I want them to be black with white accents instead of white with black. But those parts, they have their colors inverted naturally. Yeah, if we can make this but longer... that'd be really cool. I technically could have probably extended wings out further and made some, like, proper wings on this thing. Okay, let's do a final touch-up on the colors, and then maybe let's just fly it around, and I'll save this one for now. Might put some basic interior stuff in it, though. It's bright as hell in here. Okay, so let's go ahead, just put some interior stuff in here. Let's put in this hall. We should have used the other hab, though, for that. Mission radar. Unfortunately, this doesn't have much, this isn't going to have much room for, like, a living wall. We can definitely get a refiner in here. A refiner on this side. And then some storage. And we'll put storage by the door. Mission radar. Right there, we already have one. Okay, we could actually fit a living wall. You know, the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. And then we'll put storages by the door. I need to remember to use the proper habs I want to get the different room interiors the way I like. Yeah. Have storage right by the entry. This here. Yeah, because I would rather have the Thunderbird class because that gives you the nice Star Wars style kitchen. The ship doesn't look bad. Let me furnish it up a little bit. Let's get this puppy furnished up just a wee bit. And we did it with a single deck, too. I say that's an accomplishment. I would like a couch. Where's a good couch? Give me a couch. Where's this center thing is like an armrest or something. That's not centered, and that's going to drive me insane. By centered, I meant aligned. It isn't perpendicular. Like, I don't care if the arm of the couch is blending into something. That's okay. Couch here. Nice. Let's get ourselves a little end table. We don't need no bed. Just kidding, we'll put a bed in here. Put a bed somewhere. Probably put it in the green room. Well, we could technically put a bed here. I just feel like that's gonna be kind of in my path a little too much. Yeah, it's a little too in the path. Wish there was a much smaller bed option, like a cot. Theoretically do it long ways. Gonna have it going up against the kitchen counter. I don't like the way that's clipping there. Let's grab it. Move it away just a wee bit. Change the colors to match the interior here in just a moment. Colors. Changing material doesn't do anything for these. Alright, and then we'll put like an end table or something? Furniture. Let's make a good end table. Probably just this shrunken down. Yeah. Coffee table, yeah, we'll do a coffee table. Maybe put a potted plant on that or something? Or maybe a screen? Probably a screen. Do a wall screen, shrink it down so that it fits on the table. Yeah, I'll put it there. It's not centered on purpose, don't worry. I am doing something with that. We're gonna put a little plant on it. Just a little plant. A little coffee table. Put a plant up by our bed too. I am bouncing all over the place. That floats there, so that's a no-go. Now what should I put by this here? It's an actual end table. Or something like that. Yeah, make this like some kind of display. I don't care if it's not perfectly centered. This is creative mode anyway, so we're not going crazy with this. Storage box here. This place look lived in to some extent. Underneath the screen. Like a computer desk or something around here. It's gonna be storage, so we're not gonna do that. I wish beds served a practical purpose. I really hope they do a proper survival mode at some point. Like a genuine survival mode. Oh, we do have the small planters. Instead of this... Take that off. Let's do a small planter. One of these. Yeah, that's much nicer. There we go. That's nice. That's really nice. Some plants by the bed. Need something to fill the gap behind the wall here, though. Oh, have they still not fixed the rotating thing? No, they haven't. They still have not fixed that. I really hope someday they fix that. Just a little cozy. Just a little cozy. Let's make this a little cozy. Fill in this gap here next to our little bed space. Anything else we can put there? Put a little server block. Let's make it small, though. So that it fits right here. It's kind of like a Noit-Loit. Can I change the color of these two? I think I can, yeah. I didn't. I accidentally got rid of it. Whoops. My bad. I forgot this table existed. What else? What else? What else? Need something else to fill that gap. Could technically take a couch and then shrink it down really small. Oh, you can't resize the couches. That's unfortunate. Okay, do I have any long... something I can make look like a shelf? I could put a shelf. The shelf will not stay straight. Give my bro a little monitor by his bed. There we go. Put that up here. What I need is like a shelf that I can like lay on its side. Because they never fixed the auto-rotating issue with these things. Colors. I don't like the way that looks. Nope. Not at all. Not at all. Sideways crew locker here. That's not what I meant to do. Damn it. I'm messing up, man. I'm messing up. I could just put more of the plant things next to his bed. I'll probably do that. He's down to the same scale. To make that a completely different color. We're not going for perfection. We're just trying to make it look lived in, make it look nice, and then I'm gonna save this ship. I'm gonna take a quick break after I save this ship, and we're gonna try and build another one. Because I think I kind of have an idea now of what I want to do. Kind of. Can't really. Oh well. It's probably good enough. That's fine. Got this area looking all lived in and stuff. Look at me go. Okay, and then, since this is going to be our little tiny greenhouse, we need plant-related stuff everywhere. So we're going to take a big one of these plant enclosures. Put it here. We can get that closer to the wall, can't we? Yeah, we can. It's just hard to do the placement with the planters there, because those planters cause your collision to be all weird. Where are all the, like, the data terminals and stuff? Yeah, like this. This here? Yeah. Yeah, because look at that weird collision because of these things. It's weirdly placed collision. That wants to go on the wall for some reason. Bouncing all over the place. At least one of these would be really cool in here, but these cannot be resized. Oops. A little bit of a little greenhouse here. Let's get a couple more plant things in here. Where was that other plant? There's a whole nother tab there I didn't notice. A potted plant here. Our little greenhouse ready to go. Play it for the first time? Gonna think about origin story, why I'm stranded unless the game has a reason. The game doesn't really have a reason. The most you're gonna get is that you're some kind of anomaly. You don't belong, you don't look like anyone else here. Oh, unless you make your character look like someone else here. Because you can't do that. But no, I'm actually just in creative mode here. Just building ships for fun with some of the new parts that just came out. And just seeing what I can make. And now we're just kind of furnishing up the ship we just built. Making it look nice. Making it look lived in. Alright, so this is going to be more storage in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the crate fabricators and stack a bunch of them on top of each other. Because these crate fabricators are good for making you stuff that you can sell. So we want a bunch of these. Stack them on top of each other. So. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then we want some barrel fabricators. These make you free launch fuel and other fuel sources. And then we want to do the same thing over here. But we're just going to use these. Put your barrel fabricators up in here. There we go. This is our storage room. It's going to make us supplies we can sell. Now just to fill it in with some crates of some kind. Let's just put some crates in here. Make this place look fully stocked up. Here we can resize it a little bit more. Then let's put blue crate on top of that. How small can we make these? Kind of small. Not crazy small, though. Alright, here's our storage room all stocked up with stuff. Got our greenhouse over here. Got our little living room. Looking good. And then we might be able to squeeze a few more barrel fabricators in this room. Be very tight, though. Yeah. Super tight. Oh, that's tight. Okay. I'm never going to do that again. Alright, so now let's just put some general storage and stuff wherever we can fit it. Barrel fabricator wise, you know, because it's always nice to have a bunch of these all over the place. Because they're essentially just free fuel. If it can fit somewhere, it's gonna go somewhere. wish I could resize it. Doesn't quite fit in that space. Slouching again. I need to stop slouching. Really wish I could resize that barrel fabricator. Anything worth displaying in here? Antium refiner. Huh. So we can just put like a locker or something in this corner. Now, something just to fill out the corner. Yeah, we can resize these. Yeah. Can resize these. Make this place feel like fully lived in. Is it? I had it. Go. Although it'd be kind of annoying to have to reach in there and get that button. Alright, I like the ship. I like what we did here. Let's do some stuff with our colors real quick, and then I think we're good. Alright, so we want these parts black with the white instead. Yep, this one. Okay. Just change anything that's visible currently. We just want white accents. Looks good. That looks real good. Not gonna worry too much about the underside, though. Can't even really see the underside anyway. Oh, still slouching. Okay. Yeah, the ship looks really good. I like it. I wish you could make the interior match the exterior. Alright, let's fly it around. See how it looks landing on a planet. Didn't do the underside. Oh well. Of that. Oh well. It's a mighty fine looking ship. Although I feel like it'd be a nightmare to actually try and acquire these parts in a main save. Straight into the space station. Yeah, this is really cool looking. I think I did a good job. I did a good job. Now, I wish I could do a parts list and like save this, because now I want to do the exact same thing for the back of the ship that I did for this entire ship, and then extend the front out considerably longer. But this looks good. Let me get you in the sunlight. I like it. I like it a lot. I like how that turned out. Really like how that turned out. Cool if Jay was still here. See the cool ship I made. Could theoretically attach something to the front of that, maybe. Just to cover up that gap. I mean, cover up the Atlas orb. Oh, I like it. I just noticed that those two parts are opposite of each other. That's going to drive me insane. Gotta fix that. That was not an intentional choice for the build. My space station go. Let me fix some stuff, finalize it, and I'm gonna take a break. And then I'm gonna come back and build something else. No, without glitch building. Just using clever use of snap points that the game gives you on cubes. Use cubes to create the snap point, snap the thing you want, and then remove the object, and that does it. I'm not doing any half stacking or anything. I don't know why the space station is so freaking bright, bruh, whenever you land your ship there. Alright, we gotta fix that one part that's backwards, because it's going to annoy me if I don't fix it. This part here is backwards. Which means, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to delete that, put a cube down, put that part back where it's supposed to be in the correct orientation, please. Which is supposed to be, that. Then I can take that off and then put my winglet back on. And then recolor it. Yeah. Cool. It's probably better. Yeah, fix the underside. Okay, I think we fixed it. I would like a little bit more white accenting, so we might reverse some of these. Just where it makes sense. So I want black and white to be our color pattern here. So if I reverse these. Tell if that did anything. Not sure if that did anything. I don't think it changed anything on those parts. Ooh, a good fitty mix. Okay, that one cannot be reversed. Okay, nice to know. Nice to know you can't reverse the color of that. Cool. All right, I think we're good. I think we got it the way we want it. See how it looks planet side. Let's also see how it lands, because I literally built it directly against the ground. Those of you who've watched this whole time, thank you so much. I just wanted to do something chill, because my hard drive's full currently, so I can't do any recording right now, so... Alright, can we get a planet that isn't blue? Parched. Let's go here. Let's go to this desert planet. Now, I want to build something just like this, but very long. Because I want to build like a proper, like, full-size Corvette that has like an observation deck on it, stuff like that. I wish there was a way to copy a design, like a copy button. This is the flattest planet I have seen in a long time. This is a legit desert. I have not seen a planet this flat before. In forever. Jeez. This almost looks like a day one planet. It's very yellow here. It look from the underside. Oh yeah, I need to do the colors on the underside too, I forgot. Okay. I like how it's hovering with just two little thrusters. Luckily you really only need one landing gear. Doesn't look as cool from the bottom. That's okay. Let's see how well it lands. See how bad the clipping through the ground is going to be. We get to a very flat spot. Might be worth getting on top of one of these plateaus. Hey, come here, buddy. I'm going to get on top of a plateau and then summon it. Is that the closest plateau? I think it is. I feel like being immersive. Let's go into the first person. Yeah. Screw you, plant. I know I have a faster way to get there, but I don't want to. I need to fix the FOV on this a little bit. They need to give you like a Titanfall style interior where the entire inside is transparent. Next time I'll use the car. Can this go straight up like my regular jetpack can? The answer is seemingly not quite. That's okay. Up we go. Climbing walls, climbing walls. This wall is apparently not very even. Come on. I believe in you. Ah, screw it. My knees. That was a cool little animal. That's taller than I thought. Screw it, I'm flying. I don't feel like going up there. Come here, little buddy. Whoa, ship. Whoa. Whoa. I end up back in this. That was weird. Alright, let's summon our ship. We didn't name it yet. Lands all right. It just lands completely directly on the ground. Okay. So it lands pretty nicely. That's a good looking ship. Look how tiny the regular ships are. Now, do I have a freighter? No, I do not. I do not have a freighter in creative mode. Okay. Alright, well, I'm satisfied with this. So let's go back to the space station. I need to take a quick break. I need to start some laundry and stuff. And then I'm going to build something else. I have no clue how close we were to the parts complexity limit either. Fly there without pulsing. I'm dumb. Besides, if I like the mixture of reds and blues, although I could change my trails. Could change my trail. I only have one trail, don't I? Trail.
Technology installed.
Way more beastly. Now, I will never be doing, unfortunately for everyone, I will never be doing build guides because I already don't remember how I made this. It's bright as hell in here. Anytime I leave and then land, the brightness goes like crazy. Alright, well, I'm real satisfied with this ship. Real satisfied with it. Let's actually give it a name. I didn't name it, by the way. Oh yeah, you name it in the inventory menu. Give it one final look over. Yeah, that's a good looking ship right there. That's a good looking ship right there. Alright, I think I'm happy with this. Let us name it. Well, name it. Law of Hermos. Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. Alright, well, I'm going to take a quick break. If I can remember my dang buttons. And I will be back. I'm gonna go do some errands super quick. And, yeah, I'll see you back in just a second, guys. I will be right back. Don't know how much longer I'll be able to stream. I need to take a shower. Well, let's at least get started on the next ship. So I'll be right back. See you in a sec. Isaac? It seems out of context there, unless something didn't load. But I'm back. Sorry, I just had to quickly do some errands. Now, I do realize it is almost midnight for me here, and I do work tomorrow, so I can't stay up too much longer. But we made a really cool ship, and I can at least start the construction. What you talking about, Isaac? I didn't think you were still here. Nice of you to tune in, though. Yeah, I'm satisfied with the way this looks. Oh, that's why it's so bright. There's this freaking spotlight right here, like, shining straight into the front of my ship. Oh, the blow up the ship didn't show up on my end. Blow up the ship or the chat. Okay. Don't blow up the ship. I just spent a lot of time on it. Alright, so the Claw of Hermos is done. Now, do I have any other prototype ships I can drop to turn into something new? So, let's summon one of our other ships. The Skylark. I think this is one I can probably ditch, right? Why did the landing gear not come down for me? Landing gear, why? Well, this ship I can ditch anyway. This ship's broken. This ship broken. So Skylark, go bye-bye. Let me see if I have any other ships worth scrapping. Which one is the Izugawa? Oh, that's the one I was making for my Thunder. Okay, I need to rename it so I don't forget that. Let's go. Skylark can go away. The Rydak of Beauty can probably also go away. Let's take a good look at it. Because I think this one has some clipping issues. Like, yeah, that's a cool ship and all, but I think it had some serious clipping issues. Keep that one in mind. Or scrappage. Departure of Gravity is my current one. Skylark, first named ship. Sure. That's why I'm going to destroy him. Departure of Gravity is my current ship. This is my current one. I like what I did with the engines on this one. It's a big boy. Did I do the interior of this one? I don't think I did. I don't think I did the interior here. No, I have not done the interior to this one. Okay. Chip Skylark. Rydak was a scrappable one. Claw of Hermos. The image did not save on that one. That image looks nothing like the ship. What was the Atomi? I don't remember building this. I also remember my landing gear actually opening to let me in. Like, what's happening here? Why is my landing gear not opening? Maybe I have to open the shop. Okay, now it's open. It was bugged. Nope, it's not open. Oh, come on. Can I reach the button? Nope, the door is stuck shut on my old ships. That's frustrating. Is it going to do that for all of them? Did my ships get bugged? Oh, that one works. Just the old ones that are broken. Huh. Ah, there we go. Had to respawn it. Yeah, this was a prototype I was working on something. I was working on like a multi-level ship thing. I don't remember what I was doing with this one. Yeah, this one's a triple-decker. Why is it so bright in here? I think this one is safe for me to destroy as well. Yeah, because I don't think I liked this one. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I like how the front turned out, but not the biggest fan of this one. Okay. Yeah, we'll scrap this one. This will be the base of our next ship. Modify the Atomi. Alright, I'm sorry, Atomi, but you're gonna have to go bye-bye. Oh, it hurts my soul to tear apart a ship I built. I wish there was a scrap all button, but nah. They can't make things easy for me, can they? I had parts inside of parts. Okay, how do I want to start this? We're doing a very large ship, so I would like to do the Thunderbird landing thrusters. I would like to do that. Let's start off with just some basic landing gear. Put that down for now. Let us put a Thunderbird walkway. No, yeah. Yeah, we'll do a Thunderbird walkway with a Thunderbird landing bay underneath that. Yeah. That'll be our entry point. This is going to be a long ship. So same principle as our previous one, but tall. Taller. Long boy. Best long back. Might actually go for longer than that. Let's go one longer. Yeah, making sure I was using the right one. Titans. Okay. Let's do one layer at a time. Let's start at the back. Right over my head like that. Not being able to remember how I did something very specific is a little frustrating. And I'm not used to building really long ships. But I definitely want like an observation deck or something near the front, like I was doing earlier. when I started the stream. So we definitely want something like this at the front. Then we definitely want a blade or something like this here. Could technically do these like this. Put it on the other side? Oh yeah, I can. That. These on the underside here. Maybe we can put a Firebird cowling on the front. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Something like this. Should be worth adding another set of windows. Let's extend that back further. Give us a nice big observation deck at the front. Nice big one. And that should allow us to attach blades to either side of the top here. Necessarily like the way that clipped in. Wish I could go like one more forward. Do it that way and then put like firebox to fill in. Maybe not use this piece. It should be better to use that. Yeah, that's gonna look nicer at the end of the line. Okay, hold on. Let's rotate it, because we can use it temporarily for the extra snap point. Yeah, something more like that. These can go vertical? Since when? You bastard. Those could go vertical this whole time? Nobody told me. You bastards. Nobody told me I could turn those. I'm angry now. Hurts my soul, knowing that I could have been doing that this whole time. Okay, then we do the same thing on the underside. Oh, thanks, Isaac. You're great. Thanks, Isaac. Means a lot. Having that there means we can do the blades again. Fully blade up the front end. I've gone even further forward? What? You serious, buddy? You serious? Does end up looking a little too complex there at the front. And we could move this. Be able to do another window. Let's do another window. Give ourselves a nice big observation deck. Let's drop this piece. Use a shorter one for the front on this side. Yeah, like this. Yeah. That looks good. Just doing your duty, man. Just doing your duty. Yeah, there hasn't been much in the way of moderating for you to do. No. Take that off. Rotate you. Put you back. Give me my new attachment point. Thank you. Now I can rotate that back around. Actually, hold on. Can we do instead one of these and have like a cannon going on? I could have done that here and had a cannon at the front. Oh well. Man, I wish I had known I could have done those vertical. Already committed to what I was doing though. Okay, there's the front of our ship. Front is done. Now we should just fill in the rest if we can. Those windows out more, but it is what it is. I still wish Hello Games would give us some flat panels to put on the side. That would be ideal. So we don't just have these super long looking things. These are the closest to flat panels we got. Really flat. Why can't you not rotate the way I want you to now? There we go. Okay. Same thing here. We can just build this straight back. Okay, so I can't play too much longer, guys. I do have to get to some sleep soon. At the very least, I can finish getting the ship started. Kind of get the foundation of what we're putting together here. Man, that'd be a really good place to put a gun there. Hold on, let's take this off. There, it should be leaving me just enough space to put a gun. Let's put the big one, because it looks railgunny. Weird that these can't go on top of these. Weird. It's a shame I can't put that there either. Why not? Let me put it there. We need a good, like, snap everywhere mod for this. Okay. Will a dish fit on here? Yes, a dish will fit on here. Doesn't look too out of place either. I think I'm making the front of my ship too complex, though. I'm not gonna have enough part limit for the back half. Now, can I put a gun on top? No. Shot. Okay. Looking good so far. Okay. Now, what's going to be my plan going further back? This would be good places to sneak in our generators. Okay. Let's keep these going. The ribs of our ship. The whole center section ready to go. Let's be reversed. No, of course they can't. Can never reverse anything. I want to. I guess we can put just the strut down the middle, right? No, we don't want that one. This one don't look right. This one looks all right. I'd like it to be smoother. I don't want to do just long junctions all the way back. Need something to really fill in this gap. Because I know the cockpit's going to be like right up here somewhere. Which means I wish I had put the landing thing in a different spot. Yeah, I need to move that to another spot, but I can do that next time. For now, we just got to figure out what we want to do here. So. Definitely want to make our big engine modules. Let's try and fill out the rest of this top section here. That tapers too much. I need something that... I wish there was just a straight brick that was too long and not one long like these. Don't like using all this here. So yeah, it might be best to sneak in them reactors in here. So let's do one junction joint here, and we'll use this as a place to put all our reactors. So yeah, we'll have one overlap like that. Oh yeah, these can all overlap each other, which is a plus. We want the auto recharging here, definitely. Since we're doing that, it'd be better to put the square reactor here. Yeah. Have all of our reactors built up there. Now we need to fill in these sides here to cover them up. It's going to be the best part to cover this up. Not that. Need something thinner. These, right? Just need to put something at the front to really fill that in. Something like that. Just wish I could put guns on the side. Could sneak in more windows. Yeah, I wish we had flat panels. Just some flat panels that we could put on here. I know what to do. I know what to do. Do same ones we were using on the front of the ship. We use these. Use these to really fill this in. Flip that around. Face the right direction for me, please. So we need something tapered to put there first. That's too wide. Something like this, mayhaps. But the other way around. It's like a penis. You didn't hear me say that. Would use this probably. Or is this too wide at the base? It's too wide at the middle there. I might just have to use something like this. Yeah. I think that's what we gotta do. Same one. I know you heard that, Isaac. I'm sure everyone heard that. I wish we had something that was tapered like that, but straight. Like a straight version of one of these. That would be really cool, Hello Games. Gonna do that. Gonna be that little bit of gap there, and I don't want that there. I don't want it. I guess I could do this and then do some overlapping. Overlap these, right? That's not... Why did that happen? Why you do this to me, game? That only works the other way. That only works this way. And we are going to cover some of this up anyway, so... Indecisiveness. The bane of my existence. The only way is to have these overlap like this. It's the only way it's going to look even slightly good. Okay. The only way that's going to look slightly good is if we do this. It's not did that, is it? Nope. Facing the same direction except for the last one. Where's my snap point? There it is. Okay, now we flip this. Down there. Okay, there's the front half of the ship done for now. Then what we do here is we're gonna put another flat junction perhaps right here. And our cockpit's gonna go on top of that. Once we fill out the top here. So, need to fill out the top with stuff. And put siding on it. We had something we could really fill out there. Speedbird, when in doubt, Speedbird. When in doubt, always Speedbird. Speedbird, firebox, firebox. I'm definitely going to hit the parts limit before I can finish the ship. I feel it. Feel it coming. Feels almost unavoidable. Oh, this is going to have to be 4 tall if I want to get that in the way I want it to. They don't want me to build the ship. It's like they don't want me to make this thing a reality. It's like they don't want it. I wish you could, like, orient the weapons to face, like, a specific way. So you could have, like, a bunch of them on top. Like, you'd have some facing left, some facing right. But nah. We're like, you can't do that. That would be way too cool. I would still put the landing at the back, which I might actually have to do. So it might be best to put a landing at the back. I'll still keep the one there in the middle, though. Do a Titan-class landing bay. You'll have... underclass hab. Underclass hab. Titan walkway. Ship is going to be taller than I would normally like my ships to be, but that's okay. Ship is going to be way taller than I would like it to be. In fact, I'm probably already close to the part limit. Unfortunately. this up. Something like that. Well, looking at the clock, guys, I think I'm gonna have to, hold on, I gotta put thrusters on it. Did that actually just change everything? Okay, no, we're good. Not worried. Let's just stick a thruster on it so I can save it for now. And we'll come back to this. We will continue this tomorrow. Or, whenever I'm available. Let's just stick something on. I'll stick you on there. There we go. Can't even fly it, but that's alright. We're gonna have to continue this, tomorrow. I have some stuff I gotta do. I gotta take a shower, get ready for work, all that fun stuff. I have a video here coming out on the channel tomorrow. It's going to be another in the Expedition 33 series, as well as a video on my second channel for collectible reviews coming out, so it would mean a lot if you'd at least check those out for me. But yeah, if you like this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon to know when I upload new stuff, and check out my other content, especially leave comments for the algorithm. Because I'm still relying on advertising to get anything out to the public, unfortunately. So, mean a lot if you would check that out. Thank you, Isaac, for popping in at the beginning and the end here. Thank you, Marco and Colette. Yeah, Literal for joining in, just to show your appreciation for the game. And thank you, Jay. I'm sorry you had to ditch, but thank you for popping in. Thank all of you for popping in. I will see all of you in the next stream, which might still be more of this for now, until I get my edits all caught up. Because we have more games I plan on playing. We still have to finish Expedition 33, but I got to get my hard drives emptied before I can do any of that, because I am running out of space. So, without further ado, I will see all of you in the next one. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Sleep well yourself, Isaac. Peace. Go Vault out. Where's my button? I forgot my